Welcome back to Ravenwood Survival Challenge. What am I talking about? And we've got a couple of sunflower harvesting contracts that have cropped up that are worth quite a bit of cash. So we're going to have a look at those. We also need to feed the chickens, and I mistakenly think that we have a bag of chicken food in here. It's actually a bag of seed. So before we get into those harvesting contracts, we need to run up to the store and buy some wheat to feed the chickens with, not some seed. So we will take the actually before we do that as well, on the way we've got a pallet of eggs to sell and a whole load of furniture up at the carpentry, if you remember from last time. So we'll stick the eggs on the trailer, go and pick up the furniture from the carpentry and get that sold with our incredibly slow tractor. The Puma is still, I think it was the Puma, is still on offer, so I'm waiting for feedback from people from the last episode to see whether we buy that or not, if we can get so that we can afford it. Yeah, a whole load of pallets of furniture to load up. The carpentry was full on top of the pallets that we had, so there are loads spawning in as we load things up. You see, still going, still spawning. I think this might be the last one that spawns in. This should be a pretty hefty payday, which is cool because we need to buy ourselves a corn/sunflower header. It's a very heavy load, so we struggle to pull it up the hill and actually make our way over to the sell point, the farmer's market, I think it is. 8,000 litres of furniture and 700 litres of eggs is going to be a pretty nice payday. If I hadn't got stuck on the curbstone there. Yeah, 45,000 euros. We're going to pick up the chicken feed and also repair our tractor and front loader. We've got the cash. Just the one bag of chicken feed because I am still considering whether we should upgrade the chicken pen to the big one. So we'll put some feed in, but not very much, just enough to keep them going. Probably too much, in fact, if I am actually going to swap over the enclosure, because I'll sell all the chickens and buy fresh, I think. Right, we need to get the grain header off, or this header off of the header trailer, so we can take it up to the store to buy the new header, and then get the combine headed to the store and the Unimog headed to the store. And for some reason, Autodrive doesn't like that combine. So I end up doing both myself. So everything's up at the store. Let's buy ourselves a corn header, 8,500 euros, which is not too bad. Should fit on the trailer that we have here, and then we need to head over to the two fields. Just going to use the base game worker to get the combine headed over while we go drop the corn header off and then pick up our trailer. So hopefully by the time we've done those two trips, the combine will have slowly made its way to the field. I'm going to start with the smaller field, which is over by the animal dealer. Just get that out of the way first because the second field is monstrous and it's going to take a while. And I think that's probably it for harvesting on here for this year, because everything else is done. Until next year when we get our own crops. And it's interesting that the header sits really high on these sunflowers. I guess it makes sense because we're only taking the flower head off for the seeds. Yeah, interesting little bit that I'd not seen in FS22. It's the first time I've done sunflowers. Not a crop that I do very often at all. This is a nice size field to get started on with harvesting these. Doesn't take me too long. Gives quite a nice yield. These need to go over to the same sell point as the contract we did in the last episode, the Grain Cooperative au Belarus. I think that's what it was anyway. But because I've got two contracts active, what I'm actually going to do is store the first load in the train station silo, which is over near there, just so that we don't deliver on the wrong contract. We only want to deliver 80% on both of these, and so I want to get this field completely harvested, and we'll then think about delivering crops later on, so that if they go against this field first, that contract is done and we can only deliver the 80% that we need to and keep as much as possible. Because obviously the money from harvesting contracts, particularly at the moment, comes from the excess crop. Giants have said that they've boosted the yield. I think they've boosted the yield. They've done something with harvesting contracts to make sure you get enough crop to complete the contract, and it does mean that you can end up with a large tasty excess, which is quite nice. I'm going to set the combine on course play on this because it's going to be quite a big carting job, because the silo that I'm using for storage and the sell point are both at the other end of the map, so we are going to have to drive a fair distance to cart. So I thought sticking it on course play was the best option. Once we're almost done, I'll take over in the combine as well, just to do a little bit of combining work. Pretty much our first full load, so let's head up to the silo to get this stored. A few more litres. It's really tricky to get it in the bed of the Unimog. So I found that actually it's better to get it to stop at an end row to do the to fill the Unimog up and fill the trailer on the move. Just trying to remind myself where I'm going. And yeah, so it's just up just before the carpentry, in fact, where we've been doing a lot of trips. So we'll store this in here. I said at this point we actually probably could have started just delivering straight against the contracts, because the first field is done, so however it goes we'll be fine. But I'd made my decision, so I kind of stuck with it, whether it was the right idea or not. Trying to get a nice arty shot of the combine working. It is a nice mod actually. With the corn header on the front, the back end is a bit light. It does need a little bit of tweaking, I think, either a bit more weight in the combine or moving with the centre of gravity back a little bit. But delivering our first load up to the sell point, and this is going against the small field, so we can get that contract finished. We need to deliver 80% on there, which is probably going to be less than we have in the trailer. Yep, done. That's first contract out of the way. Made 3 grand and had a decent amount of excess off that, which has all gone against the big contract. Combine needs refueling. Handily, we have the mobile fuel tank in the back of the pickup, and then I'll take this fuel tank over and refill it, because it's just useful to have a supply of fuel on the farm. And we're not using the pickup truck as much now. We have the Unimog. The Unimog is a much more versatile vehicle, but can't sell the pickup. One of the starting bits of the game. So we'll jump in the fuel tank and refill it. We can afford to fill it all the way up now, thanks to all the money from the furniture sales. And yeah, I mean, we've got this contract is going to pay us a new 25,000 euros, I think, plus whatever excess we get. I'm going to straight sell the excess because the price is pretty good. I don't want to wait another year to be able to sell it. It's close enough to the peak that it's worth just selling straight away and getting that cash in, unlike the soybeans from last time. So, quarter of the contract delivered. Actually, we don't need to deliver 100%, obviously. It's one of the reasons why sometimes it's worth storing the crop while you're harvesting, so that you can, or just paying attention as you deliver. You only want to deliver 80% of the crop off the field, because fully harvesting will finish the contract. And tipping the next load in. I wasn't sure how much to show of this. I think this is going to take us well over halfway in terms of what we need to deliver. We're going to go and pick up what we stored at the silo and deliver that as well. I can't remember if this actually gets us finished on delivering for the contract or not. Let's get that tipped. I edited it out, helpfully. I think we're close to being done on here in terms of delivering. This might be it. This might be us finishing off delivering. What do we get for this load? 69. Yeah, I think we're going to be. We will call that done. So everything else we get off the field, including what's in the trailer now, is profit. And we're going to get almost 2,000 euros per 1,000 litres. Selling it at the same delivery point. So I think we're in for a pretty hefty payout on here. Which would give us the cash if we wanted to buy the bigger tractor. So I may have gone past the point where I have that option by the time this video comes up. But yep, we're done. I'd forgotten that I should take this to the silo rather than to the sell point, because we need to store it until we finish the contract. Otherwise it will just keep going against the contract when actually we've delivered enough to finish things off. So we'll store this in here for now, and then we'll sell it all when we've cleared the field. So I thought I'd jump in the combine to do this last block. The rest of the lands have been done by Courseplay, obviously, and yeah, I thought I'd run the combine for a bit. We can just tip in here. We should have enough space in the UD mulk of that we can store everything that we're going to get off of here. And that'll be this video done. Next video I'm going to be making some hay. I think the grass is ready to mow, and I'm not sure at what point we can't harvest grass anymore with seasons light. November feels very late for me to be making hay, so I played this game on this day on this video on ×1. We're going to make hay next time, and then we'll skip forwards. Probably through the winter I am going to work really hard on clearing all of the trees off of our plot of land, see if we can start spring with that clear. I think that would be a really good goal. I'm not sure how much of that I will show, because it's going to get boring. If you've got a viewpoint on that, let me know in the comments, because if you want to actually see all that forestry, just say, and we'll include some of it. Just clearing the Courseplay course off there so the marker's not in the way. Looks like 2 more rows and we will be done. I think we are going to have a lot of crop off of here, maybe nearly 2 trailer loads worth. Certainly changing us from surviving to thriving, and gives us a lot of options for how we go forwards, whether it's the chicken pen, the horses, a field, tractors. I really don't know at the moment. I know we need to make hay next time, so we need to buy a tedder. We've got a windrow, we've got a mower, we've got a baler. We would be good to go. Right, let's get this emptied and see how much cash we are going to make from this contract. It's going to be a lot. So we've got 25,000 euros, I think, from the actual contract itself, and then the excess crop, which we've got nearly 25,000 litres in storage already. So let's get the combine put away. I'll worry about getting that back over to the farm after the video. You don't need to see me driving at 22 kilometers an hour halfway across the map. Right, so we've got nearly 15,000 litres in here. Completed the contract, 25,000 euros for that. And then 12,000 for that, 25,000 for that lot. So 50,000-ish so far from the contract. And then we're going to get about another 50,000 off of this. So almost 100,000 euros off of this 2 contracts, which is nuts. But quite welcomed. It's going to help us push forwards a bit on this series. So thanks for watching, folks. If you enjoyed this video, give me a like, leave me a comment, and if you're not already, click subscribe. Catch you next time.